Hey everyone, this is just a quick video for those of you that are in my POS 362 main government class and took your personal vehicles to Augusta and are getting reimbursed for your travel. It's a video to walk you through how to do that, how to set up direct deposit in Main Street so that your account information is there and they can put that money in your account, and also how to submit the expense report through a platform that we use called Concur, which is how travel expenses and any sort of expenses related to university business get processed. So I'm going to walk you through direct deposit. I'm also going to show you how to log into Concur and enter your information in order to get paid. So probably the easiest way to access both of these platforms is to go to the My Campus general login page for UMaine, which if you haven't used, it's mycampus.maine.edu. So once you go there, you're going to see something on the left-hand side that looks like this. This is your launch pad, and that's going to be how you get into both Main Street and Concur. So why don't we click on Main Street first? You all, I have to sign in again. You all know Main Street. You're familiar with it because you register for classes using Main Street, check financial aid, things like that. But today you're going to be using it in a slightly different way. So the menu that appears here at the left-hand side, you're going to click on Employee Self-Service. There's also a drop-down menu. You can use that too, same thing. And then the Travel and Expenses tab or folder is where you want to be. And this Direct Deposit tab is what you want to click on. I'm not going to click on it here because it will bring up my personal banking information. It would be like my routing number and my account number, which I love all of you, but I don't want you to have that information. We're not there yet. But when you click on that, unless you've already entered in this information, perhaps if you're a university employee or you're being paid by the university in some way, that should be blank. And so you're going to enter in your account number for your whatever account that you use, your checking account, your savings account, and a routing number. Now, if you have a checking account, this number actually appears right on, these two numbers actually appear right on your check. And you can just do like a Google image search and it will tell you which numbers are your account and routing numbers. If not, you can usually, if you do online banking, that information is available there, or you can just be in contact with your bank and say, hey, I'm setting up direct deposit. I need to get my account number, my routing number, and they should be able to help you with that. That's pretty common. So you're going to click on that. You're going to enter that information in. You're going to save it. And that's really all you need to do in Main Street. It just needs a destination to send your reimbursement. So we're going to back out of Main Street and we're going to go back into the My Campus platform. And then you're going to scroll down to this button that has the big C, and that's for Concur. So all of you at this point have been entered, all of you that have said you're requesting reimbursement have been entered into the Concur system. So when you click on that, it should automatically open up. And you're going to do a couple different things in Concur. So because this is the first time that you're using Concur, I would imagine for most of you, you're going to go into the profile and go into profile settings. And you have to enter in a personal car. So it knows that you're using a personal vehicle for university business. So just click on this button that says personal car. And a screen that looks like this should come up. You see that I have a few different personal cars that are entered in here, but you probably won't have any, and you're going to click New. Okay. And there's a couple different things that you have to enter in here. This vehicle ID, you don't actually have to include your VIN number or anything like that. You can just write personal car here. And then vehicle type is a drop-down menu. And so there you're going to write University Standard Rate. Okay. And then you save this. And that's it. Your personal car is there, right? So that will be important later when you go to submit a request for mileage reimbursement. So we'll back out of that. We'll click on this big button at the top of the left-hand side of the screen to take us back into Concur. And now you are going to put together an expense report, which the only thing on that expense report will be your mileage for the trip to Augusta. So scroll over to this button that says New and click on Start a Report. And that will open up this screen, in which there's some fields in which you have to supply information. Anything that has a little red marker on the left-hand side is something that you need to provide. So you need to give your report a name. In general, your report name should have the fiscal year, which is FY18, as the starting point. It just makes things easier for accounting purposes when they're trying to figure out when reimbursements are going out. And there you can really add whatever you want after you have the FY18. So I could say Glover State House trip, right? Next thing is business purpose. That is a drop-down menu. We're going to say travel study trip. And travel type gives you a couple different options. Obviously, we stayed in state, so you'd select in state. Business unit, another drop-down menu, and you can select this UMS 05. And then for me, automatically what comes up is political science, I think because the vast majority of my travel is funded through the political science department. You may have to scroll a little bit, but eventually this should come up. So political science 5359100 is the number, and political science is the name. That's what you want to select. And unrestricted E&G. And then that is all the information that you need. The one thing that you might want to add, just so everybody that's involved in the approval process knows what this is just a quick comment. So you could type something like, this is for Professor Glover's POS 362 class travel to Augusta. And then anyone who is in the approval chain, anyone who is authorizing your reimbursement would be able to see that comment and understand a little bit of context for what this is. So that's it. Once you have that information in, once everything that is red has something associated with it, you would click next. It's going to ask you if this includes travel meals, and it does not. So you're going to click no. Okay, so once you click no on the travel meals, it's going to take you to this screen where you're going to enter in your mileage, and it's going to tell you how much you'll be reimbursed. So there's a whole host of different types of expenses that you can include. If you don't see this immediately, just click on New Expense, and this screen will come up. And you're going to go under subcategory 3 here to University Mileage. So click on that, and another screen will appear. And again, you just have some information that you need to enter. Any of these fields marked by red, you're going to have to provide some information there. So transaction date, you can include, I don't know how crucially important this is. We did travel on the 20th, so you can include that. From location to location, you'll need to include. So if you drove from Orono, Maine to Augusta, Maine, include that. This was in-state travel. It already knows this. Don't include anything here. And then from here, you can do one of two things. There is a mileage calculator, which is built right into the system. And you could click on that, enter the address that you started at, the address that you finished at. It will automatically calculate the mileage and import that. I did tell all of you to keep track of your mileage. So probably the easiest way to do this is just to include the distance right here. This is distance in miles, and it will automatically calculate the amount you'll be reimbursed based on these reimbursement rates right here. Which you see the reimbursement rate is about 44 cents a mile. So if you drove 150 miles, include that. You're going to save this. And now that appears right here. There's no flags or anything. Sometimes when you enter in an expense, something will come up here. It'll say you need a receipt or there's some sort of issue, but there's no flags. And then what you would do at that point is just submit the report. So once you submit the report, it goes to the people that approve the report. So there would be somebody in our department to approve it. They'll approve it. And then it goes to somebody in the administration of the university that would review the request and authorize some sort of reimbursement. The reimbursement would be automatically put into the account that you've listed in Main Street. So that will just show up. And it's a pretty quick process. They do this a couple times a week. Usually once it's approved, you're talking about 3 to 5 days, and that money will show up in your account. But you do want to keep an eye on your account and make sure that it shows up there. If it doesn't for any reason, or you get an email that kicks back to you and says some information is missing or inaccurate, then you'll need to go back in and figure out what it is they want you to change. But for something as simple as this, usually it's pretty automatic. And that's all you need to do. And now that you've set up the payment information in Main Street, now that you have an account in Concur, if we have any sort of travel or there's expenses for the class in the future, this is the system that you'll be using to get reimbursed. So hopefully that's clear and straightforward. Like I said at the outset, if you run into any issues, if you have any questions, if anything isn't working for you, or something that I have on my screen here is showing up in a different way for you, don't hesitate to reach out to me and I can help you with this. Or you can just, bring your computer by my office and I'll walk you through it and we'll make sure that you get reimbursed. That's it. So just let me know if you have any questions. Thanks very much.